Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Bus Drivers Are Out podcast with your host, me, Brian Owens. So I took a couple of weeks off there as the real-world explosion was winding down, but now my attention will fully shift to the Challenge Free Agents set to premiere next Thursday night, April 10th. So to help get you all ready for that, I had the opportunity to preview the season with Mr. Beautiful himself, Kenny Santucci. We had a chance to break down each of the competitors and get his thoughts on them, whether he thinks they are a contender or a pretender to potentially take home the title. So we'll get to all that in a second. Let me just first remind you all to follow me on Twitter at BusDriverOut. Go to busdriversarout.com and subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, let me get right down to it. So here is Kenny. All right. How have you been since we last talked? Everything going good?
Yeah, things are good, man. Things are good. What about you?
Things are going well. So what have you been up to lately? What are you working on?
Nothing. I just opened up my that CrossFit gym in Jersey, so that's exciting.
Nice.
It's been fun.
Mm-hmm. Has MTV reached out to you at all to regain your interest in upcoming adventures?
No. Haven't
no?
heard. No.
That bridge is done?
I think that bridge was burnt a long time ago.
Okay. I was just curious, actually, because I know you weren't on a real-world season yourself, but obviously with the big twist this season, I was just curious about your thoughts how MTV is shaking it up with the real world, bringing in the exes. I was curious about if you agreed with that decision.
I just feel like they're grasping at straws. I don't know. I haven't seen it. To tell you the truth, I don't even have cable anymore because I rarely watch TV. But obviously, I'm not naive to it. I heard about it. Kind of got the premise of it. But I kind of think it's I think they should have quit with Real World a while back.
And at least the Real World continuing means that the challenge gets to continue, because otherwise I don't know how else they would stock it with new people. So at least we got that going.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, it's like you'll never hear. I mean, I did the challenge for 8 years, and you'll never hear people be like, "Oh man, I really love that new guy."
Right.
So I don't think. I think people want to see people they know, personalities they know, favorites. And
everyone keeps still asking about when you're coming back, when is Evan coming back. They don't really ask about a lot of the new people. They're always asking about the people they're used to seeing.
Yeah. I don't think that wish list is going to happen.
No, I don't think so either. So I just wanted to kind of get your take on some of the people this season. I know some of them might be news. You might not have as much knowledge about them, but I was just kind of curious to get your take on them to see. I did this with Laura last year about going through each person kind of briefly and just kind of get your first perspective about whether you think they are a contender or a pretender to win the whole thing. Sound good?
Sounds good, brother. You fire away. I'm with you.
All right, I'll fire away. We'll go through the female contestants first, ladies first. So we'll start off with someone that you're very familiar with is Anissa.
Anissa. I don't know. I mean, it's been a while, and Anissa hasn't won. So if my track record looked anything like hers, I would have gave up a long time ago.
Are you surprised that she's still firing away doing these? Didn't that track record almost along with you?
I met Anissa, got to be like 8-9 years ago now. And, I feel like, I don't know, I haven't seen her in a while, but at the same time, it's like I feel like she's a little bit older than I am, and I'll be 31 in about 3 days. So there's eventually a time where you got to throw the towel in.
Right. Yeah.
I rather bow out than fade out,
Yeah, gotcha. All right. Next on the list is Camilla.
I don't know. She's definitely. She's obviously a decent competitor, but could I see her winning anything? No.
Did you get a chance? I don't know. Yeah, did you get a chance to meet her at all? I don't think she was on any. I did.
I met her. I met her on the first show she did, that Spring Break Challenge. I was there. It was when I coached her. And then as she was on Rivals 1. She just doesn't have it upstairs to be a winner. Some people fall into a winner spot just by default. Like the team from the Gauntlet 3, kind of just none of those people should ever won, but they kind of won by default. I couldn't see her ever winning, on her own regard.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. All right, next is Cara Maria.
There's another person. It's like I can never see her having everything, the whole package together to pull off a win. So no, I couldn't see her. Anyway, I think she lost a lot of.
Why is she kind of hated so much? It seems that way. Like she's always the one who seems to get picked on. She's always the outcast.
Yeah, I think she's since I've met her and since her first show. I did 2 or 3 shows with her maybe, and I feel like she tries to be the outcast, and she kind of puts on this persona that she's like this dark. I think her idol, the person she'd like to be, is like Lydia Dietz from Beetlejuice. She's not really this dark, mysterious person, but she's pretending to be. I know some people who are pretty out there, some dark, mysterious people, and to me, I think she comes off, and I think to most people, she comes off a little phony, and that's why she's kind of pegged as an outcast, and people don't really understand her. And, why I gravitate towards the people I gravitate on the shows because I understand them, and I like hanging out with them. I like their personalities, and they're very similar to mine. Whereas somebody like her, I don't think many people can relate to her, and not a lot of people, not a lot of people mesh with her, so they don't hang out with her as much.
Okay.
But I mean, I don't pick on her. I like as a one-on-one, I could get along with her. I always got along with her. We have a lot of similar interests. Like she's into like comic books and art and things like that, so I can relate to her. But I don't think most people on the show can.
Right. Okay. Next is Devin from Brooklyn.
Who the hell is that?
she was only out a couple of times. She was on the Real World Brooklyn Chet season. Yeah. We'll take that.
Oh,
yeah,
wait, is she the black girl?
Yeah. The one who was with Big Easy a couple seasons ago.
Yeah, well, there was a chess move. There was a chess piece moved in the wrong direction, huh? I don't know. When you're making power plays like that, I don't know how much you could really rely on being a champ on the show. Yeah,
Big Easy's not exactly the ideal person that you want to pair yourself with in any fashion. I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean that's not. I mean you're not building a strong alliance, even though that guy.
Mm-hmm.
But is she gonna win? No shot. I couldn't see it happening.
We got Emily Fitzpatrick.
Emily Fitzpatrick. Wow. I mean,
only her second one, not surprisingly.
I mean, yeah, which is weird because I feel like she'd be their ideal person. I feel like she falls in a line with like Robin, a couple other people who don't have all their oars in the water, to say it politely. So I think she fits the category of why they would cast someone like that. Mm-hmm. Is she gonna win? I mean, I'd bet against her. That's for sure.
Yeah. Next one is Jasmine.
No, definitely not. I think she. I grew up in Newark, New Jersey. I grew up in pretty tough neighborhood, and I think she tries to give off that persona. She thinks she was casted as like a thug or something. It's like she just really does. She's just really just trying to play a role. She's another person who feels she was casted to be something she's not. And I don't think, once again, I don't think she has. And I've been there before. I've been on the show plenty of times, and it's like it's a political game to some extent. It's a physical game to a large extent. So I don't think, once again, I don't think she's got all the components to pull off a win. Come down to a final challenge, I couldn't see her really pulling it out.
How much do you see that in the house about people behaving the way that if you met them outside the game, wouldn't be behaving because there's cameras on them and they want to try to keep that character that they have? Is that a common thing amongst a lot of these people?
Yeah. I'll tell you the truth. It's like I'm the same guy both on and off the show. If you don't believe me, you could ask anybody on there. Why I kind of got a bad rap for the longest time is because I'm brutally honest and I'm pretty bold in my opinions about people, both on and off the show. And some people, what I dislike about a lot of the people from the show is different people both on and off camera.
Mm-hmm.
I like someone genuine. People are very quick to fire off opinions about Johnny Bananas, but Johnny is the same guy on and off the show. No matter when you run into him, Johnny is Johnny. And love him or hate him, you got to respect him for being who he is.
Yep.
And that's why, that's what I appreciate a guy like that. Like, I'm never surprised at what Johnny will do. Whereas with some of these other people, most of the girls, I feel like, on the show, they're trying to be somebody they're not.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the guys as well. I'm not going to just, say some of the guys are, but for the most part, a lot of times on the show, the guys will all hang out together, have powwows and bullshit about different things. But the girls, it's like, they're so quick to jump into friendships and be like, oh my God, I love her. It's like, you just met her. How good of friends could you really be with this girl? And like, by the next challenge, they hate her and they don't want to hang out. Whereas consistently, you'll see the same guys hanging out all the time.
Yeah, it seems like that.
So, I mean, just study the human behavior and the patterns of people who are constantly on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Every challenge, I mean, since I've known Johnny and Evan, it's like, we've constantly got along. I've always been on, hung out with them. Somebody like Derek, same way. But with the girls, it's always like they always flip-flop it to who they're friends with, who they're aligned with.
Yep.
Or whatever that is.
And next one on the list is Jemmy.
Who? Jemmy?
Yeah, from New Orleans.
Oh, I don't really know her. That being said, I couldn't see her being that good. So.
Yeah. Next one is Jessica from the earlier one, Portland.
Buddy, if she kicked me square in the dick, I wouldn't know who she was. I have no idea.
I'll take that and move on because that was fantastic. All right. What about John?
I mean, so this is the thing. It's like if somebody's good, because I obviously bullshit with Johnny all the time. If somebody's good, I mean, I would have heard their name. I would have heard, oh, this person's pretty decent. Who? John A?
Yeah.
I mean, listen. I'll give her some credit. She does play a political game. Do I think she has the physical capabilities of winning? No.
I think we're kind of lacking a lot of like top-notch female competitors of late. I don't know, with Evelyn gone, it's dropping off a lot.
Yeah, I haven't heard I know Paula's expecting a child and has a kid. Did she ever really have a strong political game? No, but she has won before.
Yeah.
Does she play the tightest game? No, but I mean, for my opinion, she's a well-known character. But yeah, I haven't heard any names where I'm really like, oh, it could be anybody's game at this point. They lost, like you said, they lost the Evelyn. It's funny, I ran into Evelyn on the street this past summer.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen Evelyn in 2-3 years. Yeah, and I was walking down Madison Avenue, and I go, I know that person. That awkward walk anywhere. And I went up to her with bullshit and stuff, and it was the first and last time I've seen her in a long time. But yeah, I think she's doing her own thing. She's got her own things going on. So I think she's moved on to the show.
She's one of the rare MTV people not to be pumping themselves up on Twitter. I don't think she's on anything social media wise.
Yeah, I don't think she gives a shit. She was never that type of person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she seemed that way. Next is, I'm pretty sure you have no idea who this person is either, LaToya from St. Thomas.
LaToya. Now, I'm guessing she's black, though.
Yeah, she is. LaToya Jackson.
Yeah. LaToya Jackson.
Yeah.
Well, I know who that is.
Yeah, well, it's not, I don't think it's that one. I don't think it's a big twist from MTV.
Is that what a joke is?
No.
No, I don't know her, but it would have been weird if they would have casted her on a new Real World.
Yeah, they should have a celebrity challenge. That would be pretty interesting.
Yeah, Celebrity Thick Club maybe, or one of the shows on VH1, something along that line.
Mm-hmm. Here's the one who's probably going to end up winning this. This is Laurel.
Oh, yeah. I mean, hands down, she's going to end up winning.
Yeah.
I'd put money on it.
Yeah, it's such a shame that Emily's not in this season because with it being individual, it's like the one shot they finally had to see them two go head-to-head, and I can't believe MTV wouldn't cast Emily this season. Sucks.
Yeah, oh, my God. I'm a huge Emily fan.
Yeah.
You know, partially because she CrossFits, but she's just like, you know, she's a good chick. Like, there's no surprise with Emily. Emily's Emily.
Yeah.
You know? Whereas some of these other girls are a little unbalanced.
Yeah, she seems very down to earth, and like you said, probably just someone who's exactly on the show as if you met her down at a bar or a restaurant.
Yeah,
in real life.
Yeah. If you met Emily day 1 of the challenge, day 30 of the challenge, or at your local bar or local CrossFit gym, Emily's Emily. So.
Yeah. And a few more. The next one is Nani.
Oh, I mean, I guess she's all right. I mean, I heard a couple of good things about her. I've never done a challenge with her. But I mean, I guess she might be some competition. She seems like she could pull her shit together and pull out a win.
And then there's Naya from Portland, the infamous blow dryer attacking girl.
The who?
The one who attacked someone with a blow dryer in her Real World season.
With a blow dryer? What was she gonna do?
Yeah. She
drive them together?
tried to beat him over the head with it. Yeah. This is in the post. Yeah, this is in the post-violence being okay era of Real World.
Yeah. I don't know much about her, but she sounds like a crazy bitch.
Yeah. She'll fit right in. She'll make a name for herself.
For sure. I mean, if I were to do it, I would have picked a better weapon myself.
And the final girl is Teresa.
No commentary on that. What? Go ahead. What's up?
Oh, the final girl is Teresa.
Teresa's definitely one who's got a couple screws loose. She might have it. She could be a contender. She could be up there. I think she needs a little bit more experience, but I think she might be able to, pull out a win. So I would say my top 3 would be like Teresa, Laurel, and Nani, and maybe Camilla if she could pull her shit together.
Yeah, she's just gotta like not absolutely go crazy and get drunk and try to kill Johnny Bananas again.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if those 3 out of 4 of those people weren't in the end.
Okay, all right. It's a solid group, I think. It's just going to be tough to see anyone beating Laurel anyway, so I think the rest of it is just going to be seeding, really. It's going to be Laurel to lose unless she, blows out her knee. So let's shift over to what is probably more competitive is the male contestants. So we'll start it off with Brandon Nelson.
Oh, well, you know what I was about to say? It's like, on the challenge, it's like so many people are, never concerned with the women. But I've been doing CrossFit a couple of years now. And it's so weird because I'm more intrigued by the women competitors in CrossFit than the men competitors because the men will consistently do the same things. And what I love about CrossFit is how competitive the women have gotten and how good they are and how it's just a different breed of female in the CrossFit world. So I love female competition as far as that. It's like when you think about female competition in any other sport, basketball or even the challenge, you're like, I don't give a shit, really. But when it comes to CrossFit, I'm like, I love to hear how the girls do because they just make the most unbelievable progressions through the sport and through competition. But moving on to the guys,
find some of those guys, girls that are crazy, and send them over to MTV so we can up the quality of competitors.
I think, listen, do I know a couple crazy CrossFit girls? Yeah, but at the same time, I think you got to have your shit together to be a good competitor in CrossFit.
Right.
Because you got to be dedicated to a certain level and have enough upstairs to really commit to being an athlete. Whereas, on the challenge, it's like you show up, you could never work out a day in your life. You get on there and by some mishap, you'll probably end up winning $150,000.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
But the guys, Brandon.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Brandon. He's a good guy. I think he's just a little too hell-bent on like partying and stuff to pull it together and win.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think we'll see him in the final anytime soon. But.
And then there's Swift from St. Thomas. This is his first one, so I'm not sure if you're really familiar with him at all.
Swift. Is that his real name?
Oh, Brandon Swift, but everyone calls him Swift, yeah.
I was going to say, I mean, it's an aggressive name to give it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe. I mean, I'm hoping he's impressive. I mean, is he any bit of an athlete?
He seemed decent on his whatever athleticism we got to see in his real world, so we'll have to see. It's up with the rookies because they're probably trying to make themselves, make sure they get called back.
Yeah, to tell you the truth, I mean, I don't know much about the guy, so I can't really justify saying he's going to suck. But, I mean, with the guys I know who are there, I couldn't see him beating most of them. So
yeah. And then there's
a lot to be said for experience, It's like I've seen great athletes come on board. You get some big guys and who are athletic guys, but it doesn't. When it comes to the game, it's really not about that, and that's what I loved about the challenge is that it encompasses so much more than just physicality. You're not playing a football game. It's like I don't care if he was a star athlete. I think there's a lot to be said for strategy and intelligence and
keeping your composure too.
Yeah, and composure, being able to keep cool under pressure. I think there's a lot to be said about that.
Yep. Next was Chet.
Oh, I love Chet. Do I think Chet's going to win? No, but Chet's a great guy.
Yeah, he's really a good dude.
Oh, he's a great guy. I love Chet.
And then there's probably the opposite of Chet is CT.
The exact opposite. Polar opposite. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm proud of the guy. I mean, he's finally pulled out a win.
Were you happy that he finally got off the shine and got his first title, or did you like kind of having that over him?
I mean, no, I don't give a shit. I mean, I've won 3 times, so it's not like we're in a pissing contest. I'm in a pissing contest. It's good to see him win after 13 years or however long he's been doing it. I mean, he was on since I was in college. Like I wasn't even on the show. I wasn't even a thought. And this guy was doing real world and challenges and stuff. I think now, after finally winning, all the hype he's ever gotten, and, he kind of all led up to that one moment. Yeah. But, I mean, good for him. But does he have it to win again? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that was more of a from what I heard, it was more of like a fluke win. Because, like I said, I mean, he's probably done more challenges than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of couldn't pull out a win. And then finally he did. So I guess it was just a numbers game at that point.
Yeah, I mean, him and Wes were really good. They didn't have to go into any eliminations, but that's because they won a few times, and then they did. Seemed like they dominated the final, so. But it's kind of tough sometimes when you don't have to, like, when you're like CT and Wes, and sometimes, you don't have to, like, political too much because no one's going to vote you in, so you can just kind of just cruise to the end, and because they're so athletic, they could probably do pretty well in the final.
I mean, like I said, I've seen Wes in a final a couple times.
That's true.
And
you didn't have to carry it this time, though.
Yeah, I wasn't impressed.
Next is Kahada. Another opposite of CT.
Yeah, Kahada. I couldn't see him winning. I mean, I like Kahada. He's a good guy. Pretty down to earth. He's one of those guys. No matter where you're with him, he's going to be Kahada's Kahada.
Mm-hmm.
However, I couldn't see him winning the challenge or really running the game, running the show. I mean, he might win a challenge or two here and there, but winning the whole thing, I couldn't see it happening.
And then next is Dustin.
I've never done a show with Dustin. From what I heard, he's pretty athletic.
Yeah.
Contender, maybe. strong, maybe.
And he's a little bit like Brandon Nelson. He's got to just keep his head on straight and not flip out too much. Because he's big.
Yeah.
He's just got to not go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I haven't been following this show religiously.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's always only one or two players that I really look out for. I'm sure you could guess who they are.
Yeah, I have a feeling we'll get to him soon.
Yeah, but again, it's like I don't know if he's a total package.
Then next is Frank.
Frank.
He was your boy's partner for Rivals 2 last year.
Yeah, he's a little too emotional.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. If he keep his composure, probably not. No, you can't be that dramatic about things on a show on these things. So, I mean, from what I heard, Johnny kind of told me he was like the anchor of that team. Obviously, I would have guessed that anyway, but you know.
Yeah. And then there's Isaac.
No, didn't see him winning.
Yeah, he's kind of been on here a while. It's kind of surprising he's back, but yeah, I don't see him doing much either. And then there is your boy Johnny Bananas.
Come on, you know where my mind's riding.
Yeah. How close are you guys? Are you still like very friends, see each other a lot? How it's all the time? You're still really close with him?
You know, he travels a lot with his significant other.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see him as much as I did, but I'm going to see him in a couple weeks. We're supposed to hang out in a couple weeks. So.
Sweet. And then there's the other Johnny Riley from Portland.
I did the Restore the Shore with him in Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Nice kid.
Yeah.
His girlfriend was a little odd, which makes me question his.
Well, they're not together anymore, so maybe.
Oh, they're not.
No.
So I don't trust his judgment as much. You know, where you're with somebody like that, but at the same time, is he going to win? Probably not. Isn't CT on this one?
Yeah, we did CT.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm rushing.
No, it's okay. Only a few more left. You got Jordan, also from Portland.
Jordan. You know who that is.
He started. His first one was last year.
Yeah, maybe he could probably get to the end. I don't think he's going to win, though.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know much about the guy. But, I know enough to know he's not going to win.
And then there's Leroy.
Love Leroy. I took Leroy to his first CrossFit class.
Oh, wow.
A couple months ago out in Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see Leroy win one. But do I think he's gonna? Maybe. He's got potential. He's a great athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Strong kid. He's strong-willed. He's strong mind. He's got a strong mind. So I think he's got a chance.
And then there's Preston.
No shot.
Yeah, no shot. Yeah, we'll just go past. And then the last one is Zach.
Zach. He's another guy. He's a good athlete. I put him in the same category as CT. I saw how he got eliminated in the last one.
Yeah.
And it's just just being cool, It's this is my thing. To be a champion, to be a winner, you got to act as if you've been there before, even if you haven't. I like a graceful winner, somebody who could accept a win the same way they could accept a loss, and he just doesn't have that. And I think the show does a good job of making sure they put in just as much mental as they do physical.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't have it upstairs. He's not as good upstairs.
So who would be your, I assume Johnny Bananas is in there, but who else would be kind of in your top three?
Top
that
three.
group?
Ideally, I'd probably say Santucci will probably definitely make it to the end. You know, he's a good athlete. Coming off a big win, so that'll coast him definitely towards the end. Maybe I'd like to see Leroy in there. So my top three, I'd probably say Johnny, Leroy, and CT. Johnny, Leroy, and maybe what's that other kid's name?
Jordan?
Jordan, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Pretty wide open. Should be pretty good. I like that it's individual, more partners, bridge dragging people down, so that should be good. So it was really great talking to you. It was really great to get your feedback on all this stuff. I know it won't be seeing you on MTV, but looking forward to hopefully seeing what you have in store for the future. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for thinking of me. Hope everything's good with you, and I hope the podcast goes good. Yeah, thank you very much. It was good talking to you, man. Have a good one. Anytime, brother. Take care. Bye. There it is. The Bus Drivers Are Out podcast is in the books. Hope you'll enjoy hearing from Kenny again. It's been a little bit of a while. Always good to get his thoughts on the upcoming challenge season. So before I wrap things up, let me just remind you once again to follow me on Twitter at Bus Drivers Are Out. Go to busdriversarout.com and subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, that will do it for me. So until next time, have a good one.